this movie. Mitch Cohen is the Toxic Avenger. I don't know why.
Avenger.
Like Andre Miranda is Andre. Is it Andre or Andrea? I didn't
probably
finish
Andrea.
It. Andrea Miranda is Blind Sarah. That's her name.
That's how.
Blind Sarah. That's. It's just very
not just Sarah.
It'd be like not damsel in distress.
Right. Well, there's so many. Yeah, there's so many women with their boobies out in this, and so that, you know what I mean. Like they're probably like, which one? It's the blind one. It's the hot blonde one.
Yeah, they're
all.
There's
a couple.
We got a couple, but this one can't see.
I will say this. This got my wife going a little. Most of these horror movies, she's disgusted by me, but I feel like she could have pretended I was a different guy after this.
There's a couple nice scenes where she's dumping the water on the sauna, and I go, man, this seems like a nice place. Get a little steam in there. Take a nice relax. Maybe Quasimodo shows up.
I also love how anytime they cut to an exterior shot, it's the same time of day. Like it never got dark, even when it was nighttime. Like I was like, that's what I love about this movie. I'm like, it's almost making fun of itself and the ridiculousness of it.
I think they got to a point like that to where it was like they were so a couple times how you're looking that way. I know that, like, I think even Uncle Lloyd has set up a way to, like, if you want to make a cheap movie, check out he does like a class. He's always helping out young filmmakers, and they're always probably doing guerrilla shots and cutting out money. Mm-hmm. And a couple different times I saw she, Blind Sarah, goes to grab, like, she comes to their apartment or something and like she knocks over 70 blind canes on the ground. And I immediately, how you're thinking the time of day, I go, where did he get the money to get 50 blind person canes, and he had to pay for them. They're falling on the floor. Like, you had to get them from somewhere. Or was it like a medical supply place where they're like a TJ Maxx version where it's like a little bit, they're off a little. Yeah. But it was so funny. That's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, who the hell paid for that? Like, that's not in the budget.
I love that. I love that goes into your head. And meanwhile, I'm like, oh, they shot this on the same day. They only shot these people out in 10 hours. So yeah, it opens with a beautiful shot of the World Trade Center.
Well, also, like, there's 1,000 people that are in this movie, and I think 20 are paid.
I don't even.
Yeah.
If that.
You know what? 20 paid. Yeah, that might be like way high.
My favorite is when you can see it's like the neighborhood kids, like they're all eating ice cream, and the little one who's like sitting on another kid's lap is just like, they're probably like, here's ice cream, be in this.
There's even one, I think, when they're all going to get him at the end because they think he's the bad guy, and there is shots of the military, shots of the mayor, and there is just some kids that I think they were running toward an ice cream machine or something. They just like cut it the other way because they're like, some of them had ice cream, I think. I don't know.
Well, they don't. Yeah. I mean, this movie is so like one of the things about this movie is they didn't name it the Toxic Avenger until after they filmed it. So that's why at the end of the movie, all the kids are wearing "We Love the Monster" shirts.
We love the monster hero
because they hadn't decided what it was going to be yet.
I did not know that part. I don't know the deep dive stuff, but we love the monster hero. I love that shirt, and then it makes me think of how everything that I don't know. Usually my shirts are squishy like that. They're almost like those 80s t-shirt print ones that you make yourself. Mm-hmm. But I love those. That and when they opened up on where our story begins, whatever, and it's the Tromaville Athletic Club or whatever, I go, that is something that it stands out to me so much. I love it. I got a patch of that on one of my denim jean vests that I wear to the ring. Just Trauma athletic department or something, whatever.
It is very, I mean, this whole movie, it's just made on a prayer. The whole movie is just, I mean, at any moment, this is the one movie you watch where you're like, at any moment, this could stop being a movie. You know what I mean? Time. This could just like turn into like an infomercial, or they just end it.
And it's like the camera's running, they all go have dinner, like lunch, they like break, but it's still, they're in a tent.
Another thing I love about this movie, and we'll go through the plot quickly because it doesn't really, we can talk about it in 4 sentences, but like, another thing about the movie is there's no wrong acting choice. Everybody is in a different movie. Bozo and Toxic Avenger are kind of in the same movie. There's a Nazi cop for no fucking reason.
For no reason other than to it's like, oh, I like Colonel Klink. Let's get a character in here. Like it makes it almost goes against the story because you have the way
it totally does.
Here's
so
the bad mayor
stories.
and no one knows. And by the way, that mayor, I wish I knew his real name. He's so great.
Pat Ryan.
Without even trying, he is like, I mean, it's politics a little bit different now, but like in the 80s, like there's the bad guy politician. They look like that. They act like that. Like I don't even think he was doing anything. Yeah, it was just. And
it was also every time he spoke, you could tell it was like they only did one camera angle on him because he's always like looking this way when he was great though. I'm like, the guy had a lot to say and do.
Another thing about this movie is a lot of filmmakers, they're like, all right, we want to tell a story. Like, I feel like with this movie, the guy who's directing was just like, we just need to have something crazy happen in every scene so people keep watching it. People just keep visually watching it.
Yes.
Not the story like, we need a titty here, we need a weird face here,
we need a kid's skull, skull.
Like a taco truck, like whatever weird thing. We just want to keep people watching this fucking thing.
There is. It's somebody fell in the pool. There's some boobies. Oh, he's gonna jump out a window into some toxic waste. There's some more boobies. Oh, here's an explosion. Like it's so like even when the car goes off a cliff, it hits, and you're like, oh, okay, and then it just explodes. For like it doesn't make sense in the shot, and you want to.
It doesn't make any sense. No,
none of it this movie doesn't make sense, which is why it's so perfect.
It's beautiful
because it's just. It's really, truly, I mean, it's like you can look at it and say, okay, you have the bad guy, Slug, and whatever his name is, Bozo.
Bozo is like a compliment, and he's the main bad guy. You're like, get him, Bozo! You're like, how funny is that? And he's like,
that should be the nerd's name.
I'll lose my mind if I don't drive and run over kids. Like, all right.
That's the craziest thing is it's so ridiculous how the girls are like, oh, I'm so turned on when you beat and murder people. And I'm like, oh my God.